Hi everyone, this is Kristen. This is part 2 of my Thera-band workout. The link to part 1 is in the description below. You can do the stretch and recovery class after part 1 or after a really good run or when you're in the need for a little more self-care. You're going to come to a comfortable seat, whatever works for you. I'm going to sit on top of my feet. Grab hold of the Thera-band out in front of you. You probably want to get a little looser grip onto the Thera-band, a little wider than your collarbone. Take a deep breath in. Fill up, float your arms up over the head, and then reach those arms back to the wall behind you and towards the back of the mat. And then you inhale, arms reach up and over the head, and you send them back towards the knees. The goal is to keep your arms straight and just tracking in that shoulder mobility. Good. So as the arms reach up over the head, make sure the ribs don't flare open. Just have about 8 more. Again, you can always loosen up the grip. Maybe your wrists need to go a little wider if one arm is bending. Melt those shoulders away from the ears. About 4. Really try to eat up that space. Arms reach up and back. Arms reach back and up over the head. About 2 more. Last one. And done. Great. You're going to take the Thera-band now, right at the back of the ribs, right where your bra strap would be, ladies. Take your hands to the front of your mat. Again, let's come into a more neutral pelvis here, neutral spine, shoulders right over your wrists, knees underneath the hips. Take a deep breath in. Feel the back ribs expand to that rubber band. And as you exhale, keep the collarbones broad. Feel the frontal ribs knit and your belly pull to the spine. Another breath here. Really pressing down to the tops of the feet and the palms. As you exhale, feel the frontal ribs knit and the back of the ribs start to float up a little higher into that band. Last one here, another breath. Exhale. Good. On your next breath in, let the ribs fall. Let your heart lift. Tailbone reaches up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, feel the ribs press up against the band. Let your head fall heavy between your arm bones and round your spine. Inhale, the ribs fall. Belly still drawing in towards the spine. Exhale, scoop the little abdominals in and round. A few more, the navel draws in. You tilt the pelvis back, heart, sternum reaching forward. Exhale, scoop and round. Flow through these, a few more. Two more. Use that band as reference. Really press the ribs up into the band. Round, lift the sides of the waist up. And then find a neutral spine. Release the rubber band. We're all going to come to seated with our legs extended out long. Flex all 10 toes back. You're going to find the middle of the Thera-band. Wrap it over the metatarsals. Get a nice, good grip on the Thera-band, elbows in. Take a deep breath in. Sitting up nice and tall. On your exhale, just gently tuck your tailbone under, rounding your spine. And then sit up tall. Inhaling to prepare. Exhale, belly in. Start to roll back off the sit bones. And then inhale. A few more here. I'm keeping the height of my spine. I'm just rounding through my lower lumbar. And sitting up tall. 2 more. One more. You're going to roll back and we're going to stay back. Your arms we're going to extend to straight. Take a deep breath in, broaden the collarbones, and you're going to roll back another 2 inches by tucking the tailbone. Good. Another inhale. You're going to just pause, collarbone wider. You're going to tuck a little more and roll down another 2 inches. One more breath. You're going to exhale, curl the tailbone, and roll all the way down. Tips of the shoulder blades hit, shoulders, head heavy. Good. And then from there, bend the knees in. Just the right foot now is in the Thera-band. Bend your left knee so it's nice and grounded. Hips square to the floor. Bend those elbows again, straight into the ribs. You have flexion that right foot. We're just going to stay here for a few cycles of breath. Inhaling, allowing the shoulder blades to press gently down. Exhale, the sternum softens and the ribs knit together and down. Focusing on this leg, this right hip, really grounded. Think of that right sit bone kind of tucking under to say hello to the left sit bone so they're nice and parallel. A few more breaths here of just stillness, but breath moving into the stretch for this right hamstring. You can really dropping that right hip down into its socket. You can point the foot and flex. A few more. Good. Getting a nice stretch into that Achilles. Good. Strengthening that ankle. The next time the right foot is flexed, you're going to bend your right knee in and then extend. The right knee bends. Notice my right sole of my foot still sees the ceiling, and then I extend. You have a few more here. If you're feeling good, you can always slide your left leg out and away from you. And again, let this be passive with the arms. I really don't want your arms to be working out right now. Just holding on to the Thera-band. Left leg is active, strong and straight, anchoring down to the mat. 2 more. Good. 1 more. The right foot is flexed and straight. Lengthen the right leg away from you a little further so you can feel the right side of the waist lengthen. And then from here, loosen up the grip on the rubber band, point your right toes. Externally rotate your right thigh. Your right leg is going to inhale, side swipe to the left, and then you're going to bring it back to center. So the right leg just swipes to that left hip, and you bring it back to center. So we're just crossing the midline, keeping our right hips very heavy. So you're getting a nice stretch in that IT band, calf. 2 more. On the next one, you're going to hold the cross. Left leg is still active, hugging into the midline. You're going to send your right leg straight down to the center line of your body, and then pick it straight up through center. So the right leg crosses, it reaches out, around, and lifts. Crosses down and out and up. A few more here. You want to keep those hips nice and square. Your low abdominals are drawn in to make sure the pelvis isn't shifting from side to side. 2 more. 1 more. Let's reverse. Right leg goes straight down through center. Exhale, cross, scoops, and lift. Down through center, cross, scoop, and lift. A few more here. Think of that right hip dropping. Right in line with that left hip. 3, 2. Last one. Hold your right leg up at the top. Transfer both ends of the Thera-band to one hand, your left hand. Right arm can come down to your side of the floor of that right hip. Cross that right leg over to the left. Keep that right hip down as much as you can. You're going to inhale and pause. Assuring that right hip is grounded, just exhale and be there. I like to sickle my toes down, getting a deeper stretch through the calf, the ankle. A few more cycles of breath here. Allowing that right hip to settle. Again, soft ribs, both shoulders nice and square. Maybe every exhale, that right leg moves a centimeter. Make sure that left leg is still active, hugging into the midline. That left inner thigh is drawing in. 1 more breath here. And exhale out. Right leg comes up to center. Switch hands with that Thera-band. We'll take a counter stretch. Right leg reaches out to the right. Again, make sure that left hip is heavy. Once you found that range of motion, you're going to hold it there. Take a breath. Exhale, think of that right leg coming a little closer towards that right shoulder. Another deep breath in. And a nice exhale out your mouth, let it out. Good. And you can remove that Thera-band off that right foot, extend your right leg long. Feel that difference. And then bend both knees. Left foot finds the center of that Thera-band. Make sure you get it right across the metatarsal. You want to have that Thera-band smack you in the face. Elbows nice and snug into the bod, ribs in, squaring off those hips. So think of that left hip dropping down. Right hip maybe has to lift up. Just feel that squaring off and just settle here. Maybe play around pointing that foot and flexing that foot. And just allow every exhale that femur bone to really settle down to the hip socket. Your left sit bone is tucked under, lengthening towards the back, very back of your mat. Again, try to ease up the upper body. No effort at all there. A few more here. And then allow that left foot to stay flexed. Really charge that heel up to the roof. You're going to inhale, flexion that hip, in that knee, in that ankle, and then exhale, drive that heel to the roof. So you're going to find flexion, bending, and then exhale, extending. A few more here. If this is feeling good and you want a little more, you can slide your right heel on out, right leg straight it and root it down. For 4, 3, 2. Hold that left leg strong and straight. Good. Point the toe. Think of lengthening that left leg a little further away from you. On the inhale, you cross your left leg over to the right hip. And then you exhale, bring it back to center. So again, our left hip is dropped. It's crossing the midline. Your ribs knit together and down. And then you bring it back. Over to the right, it swipes to the right, and you bring it back to center. 2 more. Last one, breathing in and out. Cross the left leg over to the right. Sweep that leg down through center and right back up. Again, find the grip of the rubber that you need. Cross the midline, straight up through center and up. Inhale to lengthen, exhale left. Flow through these half circles for 4. Again, keeping those hips nice and square for 3, 2, and 1. Reverse it. Left leg goes straight down through center, cross scoops and lefts. Straight down, crosses the midline and up. Good. For 4. Ribs together and down. 3, 2. Really active right leg. Good. On the next one, hold your left leg up. Again, both ends of the rubber band go into that right hand, sickling those left toes towards the floor. Left hand can be on that hip. Take a breath, and then send that leg down towards the right hip. Inhale to find length. Exhale, just stay here, settle into the stretch. You should be feeling this in your IT band, maybe in the calf and ankle. Check in that your right toes are still reaching up towards the roof. Inhaling. Exhaling again, letting that left hip just heavy and settle down towards the floor. 2 more cycles of breath here. Maybe on that exhale, that left leg lowers down another centimeter. 1 more. Left leg reaches up. Switch hands with that Thera-band, right hand on the hip. Then just take that counter stretch. Opening up, take a breath. Maybe think of pulling that left foot a little closer to that shoulder. A couple more breaths here. then reach that left leg up towards the ceiling, and then take it off. Good, both legs extended nice and long. Good, arms reach up and back over the head. Take a deep breath in. I want you to stretch. Reach those legs out of you. Reach your arms forward, up and over that head in opposition. And exhale, let it all go. 2 more. Just reach up. Try to touch the corners of the room. And then exhale, let it go. Last one, breathing in. And exhaling. Knees into the chest. You're going to curl up, rock up to seated. We'll take some stretches for our hamstrings. You're going to place your left foot right by your left thumb, and you're going to come up to a high kneel. So in this high kneel, check in that your right knee is right underneath that hip, left knee right over that ankle. Take an inhale. I want you to tuck your tailbone under. Good. Feeling a little more length and stretch to the front of the right hip. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Take an inhale to prepare. Keeping all that length, I want you to side bend and just send your torso slightly to the left. Another breath in. Soften the shoulders, maybe you'll go down another inch, 1 more. And then circle that right arm around. Both hands frame that front foot. You're gonna send your hips back towards the wall behind you. Maybe your left toes peel back, come up to little fingertips. Inhaling, eyes out, gaze is forward, neck is long. A few more breaths here. Really opening up through the back of that left hamstring. It should feel a little looser. Stand to that left foot, tuck your right toes under, right leg straightens. You're going to send your torso forward, try to fold here. Dial that left hip back. Good, drop your right knee down. And then place your right knee right beside your left. Left arm this time reaches up towards the ceiling. Take a breath. And then exhale, dive it through and under. We'll do it 2 more times. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, send it through and under. 1 more, breath in. Exhale, sweep it through and under, and we'll stay here. Have contact, head falls down. Right arm can curl forward towards the front of the mat. And then keep that right elbow bent so you can use it as leverage to rotate your torso towards the ceiling. Another inhale. And exhale, try to spiral that rib cage, rotate, see the roof. And then walk your right hand in underneath that shoulder, left arm reaches back up, and then come back to all fours. Right foot steps forward, chest is up, shoulders over those hips. Again, check in, right knee over ankle, left knee underneath that hip. Tuck your tailbone under, feeling a deeper stretch to the left hip flexor. Left arm floats up, frame that face, inhale to find length, and then exhale, side bend over and out to the right. Inhale again. Exhale, maybe reach another inch. 1 more. Sweep that arm around, frame that front foot, sit bones reach back to the wall behind you, right toes tuck under, flex back. Inhaling, exhaling, deepen into that fold. Another breath here. Think of dialing that right sit bone back. Looking forward, bring some weight into that front foot, tuck your left toes under, reach those hips up and back. Find a fold. Finding a little deeper stretch to that right hamstring. Good, come back forward. And place your right knee back down. Right arm reaches up, take a deep breath in, keeping those hips nice and square. Exhale, thread the needle through. Psych. Inhale up, look up. Exhale, thread it through and under. Last one, breathing in. Exhale, reach it through and under, and we'll stay here in the stretch. Walk your left fingertips slightly forward to the front of the mat. Keep that left elbow bent, breathing in. Use that left palm to exhale, spiral, rotate to see a little more of the roof. Another deep breath in. Fill up into those ribs. Exhale, rotate. 1 more. And then you just walk that left hand back underneath the shoulder, press into that palm, right arm reaches up, and right arm comes back underneath you. You're gonna walk your hands, one handprint forward, tuck the toes under, draw the belly in. You're gonna hover your knees off the ground and just find a little pause here. Start to reach the sit bones back and up towards that high diagonal until you find that downward dog. Breathing in, slight bend of the knees. Maybe your right knee bends a little more, straightening out through that left leg. Left leg bends, right leg straightens. Maybe look under that right armpit. Keep going. Maybe you want to move those arms for a little swim. Good. Last dog here. Take a deep breath in. Come forward to a plank position, just briefly. Settle the knees down. Feet come together. Take a nice wide knees, child's pose. Forehead touches down. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it all go. Relax your belly, relax the shoulders. Another inhale. And exhale, let it all out. Good. Walk your hands on up. Knees come together. You guys are done.